Today we are going to be talking about the cost of homeschooling for the 2024-2025 school year. Welcome to this House of Walls. My name is Ashley, and on this channel I love to share all things books and homeschooling, and today is homeschooling. So I am pretty transparent about what we're using, how we're using it, how it's going as we're using it, wrapping up what we thought about things at the end of the year, and that's all fantastic. This year, I thought I would take it a little bit of a step further and share what it cost for us to purchase curriculum and books that go with it. So in our state, we don't get any funding from our government. We are on our own with purchasing curriculum. I try to shop sales when I can. Sometimes it works out great, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes companies just don't even really have sales. So the list that I'm going to be showing right here is going to cover books. I was able to buy new and used books for 2 levels of Build Your Library. It covers all aspects of language arts, handwriting workbooks, other language arts workbooks like Editor-in-Chief and Word Roots, covers both math curriculums, our writing curriculum, and more. I did not include in this things like school supplies, co-ops, anything like that. That is kind of extra. I do have, in one of my videos, and I'll try to link it down below, I have kind of a little school supply haul. It wasn't very big. We're 5 years into this. We were able to use a lot of things that we already had and just needed to replenish a couple of things. All right, on that note, I have a little cheat sheet right here. So let's get started. The first bit on this list is books. Before even really purchasing books, I was able to take a bunch of books to our local used bookstore and use store credit in that. So that is not in this list. Unfortunately, some of the books I just wasn't able to find, actually quite a bit of the books, but any little bit counts. So I highly encourage, if you're going into a literature program, check that out. I didn't use any kind of library program for any of our books. I definitely wanted them to be on our shelves at the beginning of the school year, because I know that, especially for me, as the year gets kind of going a little bit, I lose steam. And so I need everything planned and right there, easily accessible on my shelves. So all of the books I did purchase, or I was able to substitute things that we had, stuff like that. So our first one, and it is our biggest, so let's just go ahead and get it out of the way. And it was an Amazon purchase for a good chunk of the books needed for 2 levels of Build Your Library. And that was $398.05. This is a chunk. A lot. Some of the books I just had to go ahead and buy brand new. Some I was able to, you can kind of shop around on Amazon and you can find some used books. You might have to pay shipping, but generally it's still cheaper than buying a brand new book. I will say that this one right here is about half of our total budget that I spent. So there's our biggest one right there out of the way. And then I do have 2 other places that I got books from. So the next one is Thrift Books, and that was $55.41. So Thrift Books we have used for years now and absolutely love them. It is a fantastic way to buy used books. Also, you can sign up for their rewards and you can get free books along the way. So I highly encourage, if you're going to order from Thrift Books, definitely use those rewards and get some free books. And then the last purchase that I had for books was from Book Outlet. I love Book Outlet. I buy a lot of books for myself from Book Outlet, and they surprisingly had quite a few books that I was going to need for Build Your Library. So our cost for Book Outlet was $115.83. All right, so there's all of our books. It is more than half of everything. That is part of being in a literature-based program, but that's fine. I mean, I buy books all the time, and they're such an important part of learning. Now to continue down our list, so they're not really in any kind of order. It's just kind of as I purchased them, I kept track, and that's how they made it onto this list. So my 8th grader is using Zahner Blaser handwriting. I think it's level 5, just to give him a little bit extra time that he can do some extra cursive practice. So that was $22.14. And then Math with Confidence for my 4th grader. We were buying the 4th grade book, and it was just coming out, so I definitely shopped around. Amazon had by far the most expensive one, and it was over $90. I was able to find it at Rainbow Resource for $60.95, so that was fantastic. The next category here is language arts workbooks. So this includes my 4th grader's handwriting, editor-in-chief for both my kids, word roots for both my kids, sentence diagramming for my 8th grader, things like that. And that was $135.64. So I feel like that's pretty good. There were a lot of things and books that went into that category, and so I'll take it. And then we have Writer's Workshop. So when I was going to purchase Writer's Workshop, it was just after they had a sale, but I was ready to purchase it. So I did not get it on a sale, but it was $44.99. Even without a sale, I'll take it, because we are hoping that we will be able to use this curriculum year after year after year. And for $45, okay. And then the curriculum that led to all those book charges was Build Your Library. So I was buying level 3 and level 7 for both of my kids. I was able to use a sale, and it was $71.92. So again, I'm totally fine with that, especially my 4th grader will hopefully one day be able to use level 7, so that's good. And then our last one is Denison Math, and this I put off purchasing as long as possible. Everything is consumable. You don't reuse any of it. With the purchase, you get a year or a little over a year subscription to their videos, and they don't run sales. Now, I did just see that they finally decided to share like first week of curriculum as like a sample. So definitely check that out if you're looking into it. They did not have that when I was looking at it, so I just had to go off like some sample pages and some videos that you could watch on their website, but now it sounds like they have a decent sized sample. And that was $175. There is the whole list. It's extensive. There's a lot. I mean, just for language arts itself is a lot. The good thing is that with Build Your Library is tied in a whole bunch of things like poetry and science and things like that. So there is no science tab on here. It's all into Build Your Library. Here we are. Here is the total cost of our school year just for curriculum and books. $828.46. Whew. Honestly, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. And I did extensive research this year going into purchasing. I really shopped around for sales, and I haven't really done that before in the past. I just kind of was like, I'm ready to buy curriculum, I'm just gonna get it. And I really, really looked for the sales. And also a win so far, we are 4 weeks into our school year as I'm filming this, and I haven't had to change any curriculum yet. That's not to say that we won't, but so far, I have not had to make any changes. So I hope that this was helpful. I know every state is different in how they are able to do homeschooling. The state I'm in, you just tell the city that you are homeschooling, and then the cost is on you. And it was interesting to see it all kind of come together and tally up at the end. So I hope that this video was helpful or interesting. It was definitely interesting for me. And as always, if you like this or anything else that I post here on this channel, make sure to like and subscribe down below, and I will be back for more soon.